Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Orange Weekly, fans, brews, and Broncos news.
Hello again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Orange Weekly. Orange Weekly, fans, brews, and Broncos news.
Hello again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Orange Weekly. Orange Weekly, fans, brews, and Broncos news.
Hello again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Orange Weekly. Orange Weekly, fans, brews, and Broncos news.
Hello again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
Orange Weekly.
What's up, Broncos country? How y'all doing? Welcome to the Halftime Hash. My name is Kev Dan. Start posting your comments, questions. This show goes by fast. Halftime does not last that long. So post all your comments, post all your questions. We're going to try our very best to get to all of them. Score is Broncos 10, Tennessee Titans 7. The Broncos, for a brief period of time, had a double-digit lead. Yes, they did, ladies and gentlemen. They had 10 points over the Titans. And that has not happened this season yet for us to have a double-digit lead. So here we are. And at least in this, in this game, to have it be against the Titans, that's fantastic. So some of the numbers right now, Russell Wilson is 11 for 22 for 179 yards passing. Not bad at all. Look, the big one, obviously, Jalen Virgil, first catch in the NFL. In the regular season anyway, went for 66 yards and was a touchdown. So Jalen Virgil, huge, especially with, of course, Jerry Jeudy going out, was a heartbreaker first play of the game, right? So definitely don't want to see that, but I think we're seeing people stepping up. Look, Jalen Virgil, definitely stepping up. Kendall Hinton, if I'm the Tennessee Titans, you got to find an answer for Kendall Hinton. I think he was being overlooked. Somebody that wasn't a big concern. If I'm the Tennessee Titans, I'm worried about Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Greg Dulcich, heck, even the backfield, Melvin Gordon, Latavius Murray. I'm not thinking about Kendall Hinton. I am now in the halftime. If I'm them, they need to go out there and find a way to stop us, at least on Kendall Hinton. I think we're going to be okay, though, in terms of that. The consistency is still an issue, trying to be consistent across the board, right? And that's something that we just need to work on. Let's see, how you doing? Yes, sucks that we can't stay healthy. The injuries, I don't know if it's something in like the Colorado water supply right now, but between the Avalanche, who are still winning games, but incredibly beat up, and then the Broncos, who just cannot catch a break. Broncos kneel the ball to go in the halftime. Broncos will receive the ball to begin the half. And so it'll be fun to see. Well, it'll be interesting to see, to say the least, what we do coming out at half. Very big defensive battle. It's exactly what I expected, to be honest with you. Let's see. Looks like they confirmed it, though. So, yes, 10-7 going into half. It was close. I would like us to have not allowed that, but you have one of the highest scoring red zone offenses against one of the lowest red zone allowing touchdown defenses. So the best going against the best. So that was cool. Paul Tuck from England. How you doing, man? Hopefully you made it back across the pond pretty safely. Glad to see you here, man. We're confident as well. I like it. Yes, great game so far. This is exactly what we need. Look, penalties are still an issue for the Broncos. We need to find a way to cut those down. And they hurt us the drive before Tennessee's touchdown drive. We had 4 penalties or something like that in the first few plays, and Jared coming up whenever you're ready, man. But we were bailed out, right? Probably what was that? A personal foul play or a call against Russell Wilson. So kind of milked it, but we needed it. Just like I need Jared here right now. And every day.
You're so sweet.
Oh.
You're
So what do you think, man?
Until that first touchdown, I had this whole bit planned in my head that I was gonna come on this halftime and I was gonna be sleeping with a beer in my hand, Just kind of like, wake me up when the game starts. But hey, guess what? It was a great play call on the line. Saw a 0, and they ended up coming out of it and going into a zone, which ended up working out better for us with the 3 verticals in tight on that touchdown. Jalen Virgil, one game, 1 catch, 1 touchdown so far. Just killing it. I think our real MVPs are kind of our practice squad backup guys, Kendall Hinton and Jalen Virgil playing very well today. Kendall Hinton, huge, taking a couple passes that should have been losses and turning them into positives, getting some open catches. Huge on him. Obviously, Sutton had a big catch on the sideline too on one of those drives, the one that we got the field goal on. And yeah, did Russell Wilson fall over because he went low? Yeah, why not?
Why not? I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, that last drive was concerning. Personal fouls, the holding call against us to add onto them was frustrating for me. Not a huge fan. Don't know why that happened, but hey, let's look. We're up 10-7. We had it going in. Our defense couldn't hold them at the half, and we have ourselves a game. So we got to go into the second half. Now it's all about how do we adjust in the second half to what they're doing. We'll see what Russell Wilson and Coach Hackett can come up for the Denver Broncos on the offensive side, and our defensive side just got to keep it up. Other than that one drive, they've been playing absolutely lights out, holding Derrick Henry, just really controlling. They had to throw to score on that last drive, and they did, and it worked. We'll see if they come out throwing again to see if we can't get Pat Surtain with a pick or something. You know what I mean?
That'd be great. Looking at this here, Derrick Henry averaging 2 yards a carry. He has 8 carries for 16 yards, his long is 5, compared to Murray, 8 carries for 24 yards, averaging 3, the long of 10. So look, if I'm Tennessee, I'm thinking, man, we've got to find a way to get Derrick Henry going. If I'm the Broncos, I'm thinking, hey, we need to probably focus more on giving the ball to Murray and getting him going, because both teams really need their run game to kind of pick up.
Yeah, I mean, I think Latavius Murray is actually running pretty decently. Our offensive line is absolutely injured. Another thing we haven't talked about is the injuries on this game on both sides. We lose Jerry Jeudy. We lose our offensive lineman. I haven't seen the status of. I know Judy's not coming back. Initial look is it might not be an Achilles, but we're holding our breath. We're not really going anywhere. We got to see what happens with that. But he is out for the rest of the game. I'm going to check while you talk here in a minute, Kev, on the offensive line situation. But both teams have difficult. They lost one of their starting DBs and a linebacker. There's a lot of injuries on this game. That's sad to see.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see, Andrew here. Hopefully the Titans offense in the last 2 minutes is a sign of how the whole second half will be. Really pleased with how our Broncos are playing. I don't think that the last drive there in the second half is a sign of what to expect in the second half. Look, when in that situation, our defense is just playing more of a prevent defense. I mean, Tennessee got the touchdown, but we were kind of more just worried about stopping the touchdown. More than anything, and killing clock and all that stuff, right? So look, our defense has been really solid. We've been shutting down the pass pretty well. We've been shutting down the run very well. I don't think, if I'm the defense, I'm gonna go out there and I'm saying pretty much do the same thing you've been doing, more or less, right? Expect them to maybe throw a little bit more, like you're saying, Jared. Maybe that'll open up some opportunities for an interception or something. We've gotten close a couple times. But it'd be nice to see one actually get in the hands of our defenseman.
Well, and not in the hurry up for not for nothing, not in the hurry up or the way that they threw that last drive together. We've been getting some pretty decent pressure. There was a couple times on that last drive I was like, wow, we really got no pressure there somehow. And it left for people to open. The more time you give a quarterback, the more likely someone is going to get open. So, it says right now Billy Turner's questionable with a knee injury. I think somebody mentioned it. Billy cannot stay on the field. He has had a tough ride going so far. It kind of sucks. But yeah. And then our blitz has actually been pretty well. It's been pretty good. With this is our first game without Chubb. Randy Gregory's still out. I think our edge rushers are doing a pretty good job, and our middle is getting pressure on Ryan Tannehill, which is good. There's the one scamper that he got that, again, we got an added 10 yards because of all defensive holding that wasn't actually there. But he just left his feet, and as a defensive lineman, I forget who it was, but he left his feet. If he would have stayed down, he probably would have got the sack, but he left his feet, gave chance for Ryan Tannehill to run it for 10 yards. Other than that, again, it all comes down to our defense playing well except for the last drive, and our offense has not been playing well except for 2 plays, really, 2 or 3 plays that really has gotten us into scoring position. Great on Russ to find that wide open guy on the 3 verts. Other than that, we got to get something together to come up with sustained drives. And I think you're right. I think it runs through Latavius Murray. And then on their side, I'm kind of hoping they come out looking at that last drive and go, you know what, we could pass on these guys. Like, we could throw on these guys and then see what happens.
What are we afraid of? Yeah. And make it pay.
Yeah. Even their screen game wasn't working. That's the other thing. I'm super impressed with our defense on the swarm on the screen game. There was a big hit by Mathis. He bounced off of him, but it was a big hit, and then the guy ended up getting another extra 3-4 yards. But was right there, the screen game following the play. So shout out to Evero for his defensive play calls. This game has been absolutely fantastic. So
completely agreed. Clayton, you're right there, and Clayton did send us some more stars, so thank you, Clayton. Do appreciate the support there. And when you say you need to do a little bit more on offense, I think it comes down to consistency. I mean, we've been saying this and preaching this for months now, right? The penalties need to stop. I know we only have 4 or 5, but they're coming at bad times. That last drive we had shouldn't have continued, but like you said, we got bailed out. So I'll take what I can get here at this point. But yeah, there's a lot of things on offense, drop passes. Russ is still throwing behind. And I wanted to ask you this, again, with your coaching expertise and whatnot, a couple of the passes to Dulcich. Yeah. A couple of passes to Dulcich looked like it was thrown behind him. Is that more of a Russell, like not throwing well, or Dulcich maybe not running the route as cleanly as he should? It just looks like that, they're connecting, but then they're still just not quite on the same page yet, but they're close.
Yeah, there's a couple things at this level. You're talking about the routes that Dulcich is running they're window routes, right? He's not going to a place, and Russell's throwing to a place. Okay. If that makes sense. So the one that I can think of off the top of my head was almost an interception. It was kind of behind. Luckily, Dulcich kind of got a hand on it. But what he's doing is he's trying to find the 2 linebackers that are sitting in the zone and sitting between them. And Russell threw it to where the linebacker was as opposed to where Dulcich was running, which is the window. So I'd blame that on Russ. And I don't know if that's because he thought he would stop and turn around right away, or if he thought that he was looking for the window. Not 100% sure. But there was a couple other ones on some 3rd and mediums. There was one he threw over a crosser route. Now, granted, it probably was like 2 yards short of the first down to gain, but it was into double coverage. Instead of trying to get it to the crosser route, coming across, and let him get the extra yards after the catch. That was an interesting one for me. But yeah, there's been a couple times where it seems like he's thrown a little bit behind. He's kind of rushing his throws a little bit. He's a little worried about getting hit. And I'm not sure where that's coming from, other than the fact that he probably doesn't trust his offensive line right now. And that's kind of frustrating. Other than that, I do have to say it too. I said it in the chat, Kev. I'm going to say it now. On that 3rd and 2, the decision to throw all verts, not the touchdown, because I don't know if that was the 3rd down. I think that was the 3rd down. But on one of the 3rd and 2, there was an all verts, and he threw a back shoulder fade. That was the one that was we had a catch or the fumble right after what we thought Melvin Gordon may have fumbled the ball. They hurried up offense, and guys, I want to remind you that in a hurry up offense, as soon as there's no huddle, the headset gets cut off. So the play call is officially on the quarterback or on the field. There's nothing getting sent in from the sideline. And he threw a back shoulder fade to Cortland Sutton. I think it was like the 2nd drive or something. It was really frustrating. Not sure what was going on there, but it seems like Russell's starting to kind of pick it up a little bit. Maybe the confidence. He got, we got the touchdown. We put together a drive to get the field goal. Maybe a little bit of confidence going in the second half, getting the ball. The last thing we need right now, though, is a 3 and out after the half. I'll say that. Last thing we need is a 3 and out after the half, because we have some momentum going right now. We got to kill their momentum after that touchdown before the halftime. And I think we could be good, man. I think if we could just kind of keep up the defense the way we've been playing and get the extra big plays. really what's going to come down to this game is who has more big plays, because right now both of us have at least one, and that's it. That's going to be what the game comes down to.
I'm also going to be very interested in watching the punt game. I think it's coming into play. Well, I didn't even consider it, to be honest with you, but Tennessee's punter has gotten us pinned back deep on multiple occasions. And so, finding a way to get ourselves in better field position or whatnot, is going to be huge. And we're going to need some more of those, I think, big plays to dig us out of, look, we're going to get pinned within the 10 here a couple more times in this half. I fully believe it. And so what are we going to do to overcome that? We're going to need some really long drives, and that's going to come down to, man, can we get a run game going? But with a piecemealed offensive line, it's going to be tough, man. I think we have the capability to do it. We've shown we can do in the first half here, but we just got to be consistent. I can't say that enough, man.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't see it, they haven't been running to the right side at all since the injury to Billy Turner. They've been running. Every time we ran since that injury, it's been run to the left side, which I think they're a little bit worried about that right side and what we got over there. Was that Quinn Bailey over there playing right tackle coming up from the practice squad? And here's the other thing that we haven't really mentioned. The unfortunate part is we literally cannot take any more injuries on the offensive line because we only have one backup guard / center left. We cannot take any more injuries on the offensive line before we probably start using tight ends. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully we can stay healthy in this second half. Yeah, hopefully we can stay healthy in the second half and not have to worry about that. Because we are super injured. We got 1, 2, 3 people on the IR. Tom Compton out. Billy Turner questionable to return. Cam Fleming out. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people on the offensive line that's injured. So we got to come out, stay healthy on the offensive line specifically, but all around. And hopefully, here's prayers to Jerry Jeudy that it's not a huge injury and he just needs to kind of nurse it back. It sounds like he was super frustrated on the sideline trying to get it back to go, trying to get back in the game, and the coaches finally, or the staff finally just said, "Nah, man, it ain't happening."
Okay, guys, game is back on. Thanks for joining us for the halftime hash. We'll be back tomorrow night for Orange Weekly After Dark. Jared, thank you very much for joining me. As always, this is a great show. Great people, all of you people commenting and supporting us. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate it. But Jared, I think we'll get back to it. Enjoy the second half, man. And as always,
go
Broncos. Take care, guys.